Have you played Fire in the Mountain in school? Fire in the Mountain. Tauji ka bhaiya, Krishna ka nahi. You've played, no? All one number, then you have to group up. You played that game, right? Chalo. One, two, Tauji, run twice. Clockwise, yeah. Ready? Tauji ka bhaiya, जी का भैया. Fast. Tauji ka bhaiya, Krishna. Tauji bhaiya, Krishna kanaiya. Everyone. Okay. In the groups that are around you, all the people in your group, do you know anyone there? No? Yes or no? You know? Are you with your friends? Friends change groups. Quick, 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 quick. Hmm. Exchange. We can have an exchange program. हाँ वहीं पे खड़े रहो. If you should be with people you don't know. Okay? Done? ठीक है. All right. In your groups, you can ask one question. Find out one thing, only one thing about the people in your group. It could be what do you like to eat, which color do you like, which is your favorite deity, favorite dham, kuch bhi. Find out one fact about everyone. Quick. दाऊ जी का भैया. Run, run. दाऊ जी का भैया. दाऊ जी का भैया. कृष्ण कन्हैया. कृष्ण कन्हैया. दाऊ जी का भैया. Two. People you don't know. People you don't know at all. Two. Everyone has someone? Okay. You don't have anyone, Khushi? You have, no? Okay. Okay. You don't have a partner? I don't know. Come. Shanagati, explain to them what to do. Okay. Now find out what the opposite person loves about Srila Prabhupada. Okay? Or what do they love about Srila Prabhupada? प्रभुपाद के बारे में क्या अच्छा लगता है आप फाइंड आउट कीजिए. दाऊ जी का भैया कृष्ण कन्हैया, दाऊ जी का भैया
कृष्ण कन्हैया,
कृष्ण कन्हैया,
दाऊ जी का भैया,
दाऊ जी का भैया
कृष्ण कन्हैया, कृष्ण कन्हैया, दाऊ जी का भैया, कृष्ण कन्हैया, कृष्ण कन्हैया, कृष्ण कन्हैया, दाऊ जी का भैया, दाऊ जी का भैया। 3
Okay. Okay. In your groups, find out one thing that each one does to stay healthy. Best practice. All right. Now let's form a circle and sit down. Come. Join the circle, sit down. Come. Yes. In a big circle. We'll all sit in a big circle. Come. सर्कल सर्कल मध्ये बसायचं. मला सगळ्यांना बघायचंय.
Mataji. We're thrilled to introduce Hemangi Gopi Mataji, a passionate educator with a remarkable journey who will share her insights on the oxygen mask question and its thought-provoking implication. Hemangi Gopi Mataji's love for teaching began in 95 and she's been inspiring young minds ever since. As a Sunday school teacher, curriculum designer, and an author, she's created engaging content for children, including 10 beautifully illustrated books. As the founding principal of Bhaktivedanta Model School, Hemangi Mataji's dedication to education shines through. With over 13 years of experience, she's nurtured countless students, empowering them to grow and thrive. Mataji's talk promises to be a thought-provoking exploration of the oxygen mask question, challenging us to reflect on our priorities and values. Let's welcome her warmly and enjoy her insightful perspectives. So please join me in offering a heartfelt welcome to Her Grace Himangi Gopi Mataji by loudly chanting 3 times, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol.
I feel blessed. Everyone did this. Okay. Everyone's in the circle? Everyone's in the circle? What I want you to do is reach out to the people next to you and just give them a nice hug. Left, right. Come on. How does it feel? Feel nice and connected? Yes. Okay. Great. I'm going to show you a few pictures. You have to look at them and tell me what is common. Tree, sorry. I'll show you the pictures again. Okay? There's a river, there's rain, rain cloud, there's a cup of water, and there's a tree. Everything is coming from nature, right? You're also coming from nature. Water's common. I'm a teacher. There'll always be trick questions. Hmm? Oxygen. Yes. Good. H2O. Correct. Hmm? They depend on each other. Close, close. Warmer, warmer. They all sustain life. Now I'll take you to the next slide and let me see if you can connect. Can you connect it to those four pictures that you just saw? हाँ तो वो पिक्चर और इसमें क्या कनेक्शन है टॉपिक में? Put your hand up. I can't hear more than one person at a time. I'm not Krishna.
A tree grows independently but provides life and support to thousands of people. A stream of water flows independently but helps millions of people.
Correct. And cup, cup.
Actually, the water takes the shape of the container. That we can say.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
This one.
Rain showers every place without any
Discrimination.
discrimination.
Very nice. So that means they are all examples of givers. They are giving. A river gives. A river gives. Correct. A cup of water gives. A tree gives fruits, flowers. They are all giving. Now I want you to think, are they receiving? They are receiving. What are they receiving? What is the tree receiving? Right? Because the tree is receiving, because the tree is nourished, because the tree is receiving sunlight, care, it is able to reach its full potential and it is able to give. Correct? Can an empty cup give? Someone has poured water in it and then that water can be given. Correct? Rain cloud? What is the first verse of Guru Ashtakam? Water evaporates. What's the first verse of Guru Ashtakam? Samsara dava nalalidha loka tran. What does it mean? Who knows the meaning? Yes. She's outside the circle. Can you include her? Come. Go a little behind. 2 steps, 3 steps behind, and there'll be sufficient space. All of you are sitting close, only I have two gaps like that. Yes. What's the meaning? कितने baby?
This world is compared with forest fire, this material world, and we don't go and lit fire in the forest. It is by its own dried leaves or something. So like that only in this world also, we all are suffering, and
Pranaya Karunya.
Guru is compared with that rain, with that wood.
Hmm.
The mercy of Guru, we from this from the sufferings of this material world, and is also taking From Krishna.
Praptasya kalyana gunarnavasya.
Yeah. So that is the meaning.
Very nice. Very nice. So, Guru is also receiving mercy and then he distributes it in the world, right? So, receiving is as important as giving. If you don't receive, if Sharnagati comes to me and she gives me an empty cup of water, will it quench my thirst? It won't quench my thirst. Hmm? So if Sharnagati, if Leela Radhika Mataji fills Sharnagati's glass full, then she can come and give it to me, right? So receiving is very important. That's why we're here today to talk about self-care, caring for ourselves. Caring for ourselves is an act of responsibility. We'll discuss that by and by. Now, in bhakti, usually, what do? We hear Bhagavatam classes, we read Bhagavatam, we read Bhagavad Gita. We are hearing pure Krishna consciousness, right? Is someone sitting on the Bhagavatam, on the Vyasapit, going to tell us that you should exercise every day? Are they going to tell us that? No. What is the mandate for somebody who's sitting on the Vyasapit? What is the mandate? You've heard devotees speak, right? Bhagavatam classes, Krishna conscious classes. What is the mandate? What are you expecting to hear from a devotee? Krishna Katha and devotee Katha, correct? We're going to hear about devotees. You'll hear about the sacrifices of Hanuman. We can speak 3 hours, 4 hours classes on just the sacrifice of Hanuman, the love of Jatayu, Lakshman's love. And what happens to us inside? Your heart becomes soft and you want to be like that. After 5 Bhagavatam classes, can we become like Jatayu? Or can we go 14 years without sleeping like Lakshman? No, na? But that becomes our expectation somewhere deep inside. It should not be our expectation from ourselves, but it should be our aspiration. Our aspiration. And there is a process to reach that place. It's a process. It's not an overnight journey. Of course, we can become Krishna conscious, fully realized in moments. But the process is very important. And for us to be able to practice, is English okay? चलेगा? किसी को बिल्कुल दिक्कत हो रहा है क्या? किसी को चाहिए हिंदी में? You can understand, no? This is self-care. Empowering yourself with Krishna's mercy. Then you can say something that will make a difference. तो what was I saying? एक प्रोसेस है फॉर जैसे एक फूल को खिलने में एक प्रोसेस है हम वी कैन नॉट फोर्स इट जैसे एक आपने वो कहानी सुनी होगी there was a little boy and he was watching a cocoon पता है ना आपको वो cocoon को देख रहा था बहुत देर तक cocoon को देख रहा था और वो cocoon ऐसे ऐसे हिल रहा था the cocoon was moving and he felt that now it's time for the butterfly to come out. And when he was watching the cocoon, he felt a lot of compassion, so much struggle. That little caterpillar is trying to come out. Now it has turned into a butterfly. Let me help it. So he broke open the cocoon. And in doing so, he actually hampered the growth of the butterfly. And there was a unformed butterfly that came out. So everything in life, everything in nature goes through a process. So all of us also, we have to honor the process that we all are undergoing. Okay. Why self-care? When we can, when we are hearing about bhakti, we are hearing you're not the body, you're the soul. Self-care feels like a big luxury, doesn't it? It feels I can be chanting 5 rounds more. Why should I exercise? Right? 2 pizzas. It's prasadam. It's transcendental. Right? We do so many things. I don't need all my relatives. I have devotees on my family. I don't need anyone. Correct? We do all these things. So, what will happen to us? Can a lady who is very sick take care of someone else? Can somebody who's angry and frustrated like that really serve someone else? No. When we are fatigued, we are exhausted, the body is depleted of energy, you're tired, sleepy. Can you really serve? If your cup is empty, can we give anything to someone else? No way, we can't give. So, in order to really give, we first also need to fill our cups to nurture ourselves. So, hence the title, The Oxygen Mask. How many of you have been on an aeroplane and you've heard this announcement? The first time I heard this announcement, I found it very mean. That was my first response. इतना mean. पहले पहले अपने आप को डालो फिर बच्चे को डालो. That time I didn't have the maturity to think that if I don't have oxygen and if I pass out, who's going to help my child? No one. So better that I quickly put it for myself so that I can take care of my child. So the self care that we talk about in Krishna consciousness is not selfish, it is selfless. It is so that we can take care of others. It is so that we can continue serving the devotees and we do not become burdens to devotees like that. We've all been burnt, right? Like this by someone or the other, even in Krishna consciousness. There are people who are frustrated, angry, fatigued. We all get burnt. So that's why it's very important that we acknowledge that we have this human form of life. It's a machine. Right? Your car, you take your car for maintenance every day. Similarly, we have to take our body for maintenance every day. Can I say don't brush your teeth for 1 month and be transcendental like Rishabh Dev? Rishabh Dev, when he was in the forest, even his stool was fragrant. That's not the case with us. If we don't brush our teeth will rot. Leela Radhika is a dentist, she can tell you all that. So we need to take care, basic things. Can I say I'm transcendental and I do not need to eat? Like Dhruv Maharaj, I can live on breath. I cannot live. I cannot live with less sleep. I cannot live with less food. I'm not at that level. So it's very important that we acknowledge our level. किस स्तर पे है? That is humility in practice. Humble. I am not like Dhruv Maharaj. I am not like Ambarish Maharaj. I aspire to be. And I will engage in the process so that one day I can be fully realized and I can serve in that capacity. And now I'm very grateful to serve in whatever capacity I can. It's humility, humble. Krishna इतना ही होता है मेरे से, है ना? ठीक है. So this is the purpose of our life. Para upkare phalanti vriksha. You remember the tree we saw? So what does the tree do? it lives so that it can give. Is it taking nourishment so that it can enjoy its own fruits? No. Our self care has a purpose. Para upkare vahanti nadya. The rivers flow so that they can do para upkar. You saw how everything was so lush green. We have also received from devotees like that because they gave us so much love. We are all green and happy in Krishna consciousness, isn't it? Because there are devotees like rivers and trees who have nourished us. No, Prabhupada was so nourished inside. Wherever he went, he made people Krishna consciousness. Our Guru Maharajas, the devotees around us, they're so happy. So, because we receive from them, we also feel evergreen and happy in Krishna consciousness. And para upkara artham in idam shariram. This sharir that we have is a means to serve others. That's why I want to take care of it. When we do it in this mood, then it is devotional service. Krishna, I have this body, I have this mind, I have this intelligence, I have this ego. I want to use it in your service. है ना? So our attempt at Krishna conscious, so the attempt of the Krishna consciousness movement is to educate people to come to the responsibility of human life. Human life is a life of responsibility. We want to achieve personal excellence. Janma sarthaka kori koro para upkar. तो अगर मुझे अपना जन्म सार्थक करना है तो मैं ऐसे बेड पे घुसा करके मैं अपना जन्म सार्थक नहीं कर सकती, ना ही मैं दूसरों की कोई सेवा कर सकती हूँ. उसके लिए आई नीड टू टेक केयर ऑफ माई सेल्फ. ओके. So we have so many aspects to ourselves, no? We know we all know the analogy of the bird and the cage, है ना? प्रभुपाद कहते हैं कि हम सिर्फ अपनी केज को पॉलिश करेंगे क्या? जो अंदर पंछी है, अगर हम उसे नरिश नहीं करते हैं तो वो मर जाएगा. If we are only polishing the cage and not taking care of the bird inside, the bird will perish. But is Prabhupada saying that don't take care of the cage? Does it imply that? But we take it like that. We think body is not important, bird is important. Bird is important, very, very important. And to nourish and take care of that bird, I also need to keep the body happy and healthy. है ना? How many of you have chanted rounds when you're very sleepy? How many of you have that experience? I have lots of experience. कैसे लगता है चैंटिंग करने में? कितना मन ऐसे रम जाता है ना हरि नाम में, तब नहीं होता ना? When you're very hungry, we can't chant. I can't even take darshan, honestly. After school, when I'm very exhausted, I can't even take darshan. Just not in the right frame of mind at that time. I just want to go home then. I take darshan, I offer dandavats, I do my duty and I run home. So, we are tied. हमारा माइंड, बॉडी, इंटेलिजेंस सब बहुत अच्छे से कनेक्टेड है. दैट्स वाई वी नीड टू टेक केयर ऑफ ईच ऑफ दीज एस्पेक्ट्स. Okay, now what I want you to do is in your diary, make a list of things that nurture you and that deplete you. Could be physical, maybe for now because we have paucity of time. So आप 3 लिखो हर एरिया में. नर्चर यू एंड डिप्लीट यू. आप ऐसे कौन सी चीजें करते हैं जो फिजिकली आपको नर्चर करते हैं, नरिश करते हैं, एंड 3 चीजें जिससे आपको ड्रेन्ड आउट लगता है. क्विकली डू दैट एक्सरसाइज. आई एम गिविंग यू 5 minutes. Physical right now. Then we'll move on to mental. Three things that you do for your body that energize you, and three things that you do that drain you, like sleeping very late. Just body. Done? Done? Now think about your mind. Two things that make you feel mentally, emotionally at peace, and two things that disturb you mentally, emotionally. If you're done, you can go on to the next thing. Professionally, or intellectually, also, you can say. प्रोफेशनली, इंटेलेक्चुअली आप क्या करते हैं जो आपको ऐसे सेंस ऑफ अचीवमेंट देता है, आपको यू फील कॉन्फिडेंट? और वैसे ही इंटेलेक्चुअली ड्रेनिंग, 50 रील देख लिए ऐसे द माइंड फील्स लाइक इट इज मेड ऑफ स्मोक. एक दो जो भी याद आता है अभी के लिए आप लिख सकते हो, घर पे आप अच्छे से कर सकते हो ये एक्सरसाइज. कर लिए. अभी स्पिरिचुअली, चैट चैंटिंग. Would anyone like to share? You want to share? Keep it short. Just share one point. One point. जो भी आपका है. This activity nourishes me. This activity depletes me. बस.
टॉकिंग.
टॉकिंग से क्या होता है?
मुझे एनर्जी मिलता है, मुझे टॉकिंग से बहुत अच्छा लगता है.
Very nice. It's very good to know these things about yourself. If you know that you need to connect to people like this and talk, chat, and you feel energized, it's great.
And watching mobile.
It's depleting. And gossiping is also depleting. No, but some gossip with close friends is okay. Sorry. Uh, that's not on record, huh? Okay. Let's have at least three devotees share. You want to share, right?
Hare Krishna Mataji. So,
Appreciation. Hmm. Same thing. Achha. Thank you, Mataji. Sorry, I don't know your name, otherwise I would have used your name. Hmm? Prakya. Thank you, Prakya.
Spiritually hearing some stories and some energizes me. Whereas whenever I hear some lectures which are very impractical or doesn't follow, it's boring and
Okay. But I'm sure you can find some lectures that nourish you, right? It's okay. She put her hand up first, so fourth turn we will give her.
Um, I would like to tell about nourishing the body. So, what nourishes my body is waking up early in the morning, having a good morning routine, and eat lots of protein and carbs and fiber. And what depletes my body is late sleep, sleeping late at night or doing overnight work. So, this is what depletes the body.
Absolutely. Thank you very much for sharing. So here these are three things. Now I'm not going to get into details here because this is common knowledge. I'm sure we've all heard enough about having a healthy diet, and by Krishna's mercy, because we are following this process, it's actually part of our lifestyle. We don't eat non-vegetarian food, we eat sattvic food. Sometimes we have cheat days, but most of the time we eat healthy, right? We eat a lot of vegetables, fruits, because we offer all of that to Krishna and then we accept it. So I'm not going to get into details here. The next thing is exercise. Very important to exercise. Everyone should have an exercise routine. No, there is, I'm not going to name anyone here, but there is one Maharaj, sannyasi, who's very tall, strong, and he can give classes for 4 hours, 5 hours, 6 hours, right? And he is speaking about the Goswamis of Vrindavan. He is speaking about Ram Leela, Krishna Leela, right? Pure devotional service. That is on the Vyasasana. Will he be able to sit on the Vyasasana if he is tired and weak and talk for 6 hours? No, right? So he does 40 minutes of yoga every single day. But is he going to sit on the Vyasasana and tell you that you should do 40 minutes yoga so that you can sit and talk on the Vyasasana? No. He's not going to tell you that. He's not sitting there for that purpose. The Krishna consciousness movement is there to make us more Krishna conscious. These are all things that we need to know, common sense stuff, that we need to take care of this body. Right? All our Maharajas, many of our Maharajas don't eat, salt. Someone doesn't eat spice. We have this Mahat Seva group in Pune. Most of the times, like today also, Radha Vrindavan Chandra Maharaj is here, and his diet is everything should be cooked in organic, all organic material resources. The tail should be kachi ghani, and the only spicing that he wants is pepper and salt, senda namak. Right? They are taking care of their body so that they can give Krishna consciousness to others. It's not a joke. This is what responsibility means. And of course, sleeping. And the best example is Prabhupada. You know, when Prabhupada was in America, one doctor told him that Swamiji, you should walk every day. And Prabhupada took that instruction to heart, and every single day Prabhupada went out on his with all his disciples on a walk. And so many beautiful conversations happened on those japa walks. Right? So, Japa Talks, Japa Walks, you must have heard of that book. And here is Srila Prabhupada honoring prasad, not just eating prasad, but honoring prasad. Prabhupada used to take close to 45 minutes to take prasad. He didn't say it was a waste of time. And mostly Srila Prabhupada took prasad when he was alone, when there was no one in the room, so that he could focus. You must have heard this term, no? Mindfulness. So this is called mindful eating, where he's chewing, not just swallowing. He's chewing every morsel 32 times because digestion starts here. So Prabhupada is teaching us how to live responsibly. This is Prabhupada getting his 1 hour body massage. He didn't say it's a luxury. It's a waste of time. I can be preaching at this time. Of course, he was preaching also at this time. But he took care. He did what was necessary to keep the body running and going. Okay, now coming to the emotional needs that we have. So for the body, what are the 3 things that we need to take care of? Diet. Okay. SED, said. Sleep, exercise, diet. Okay, emotions. We all have emotions. Yes? Now here is Bharat and Ram and Lakshman and Ram. Did any of us ever think when Vishwamitra came to Raja Dashrath's court and he said, please can I take Lord Ram? And at that time, Dashrath said such a beautiful thing. He said, no, my son is Rajiv Lochan. You know what is Rajiv Lochan? Anyone knows the meaning? Rajiv? Kamal. Hai na? And what does the Kamal do in the night? So what do Lord Ram's eyes do in the night? His lotus eyes shut. So he's saying, if my son is Rajiv Lochan, his eyes will shut in the night. Where will he fight all these Rakshasas? He cannot do that. So you let my son be. I am a very strong warrior. Let me come with you and I will take care of the Rakshasas. Okay. And of course, then Vishwamitra got upset, and then finally Vashishta told Dashrath that Vishwamitra is very strong. He can actually handle all the Rakshasas himself. He is competent enough. But you let Lord Ram go, let Ram go, and he will bless Lord Ram, and the kingdom will also be safe by the blessings of Vishwamitra. And then Lakshman just followed. Same thing happened when there was Vanvas. Lord Ram went and Lakshman just followed. Everyone stopped Ram. No one stopped Lakshman. Do we hear any big conversations? Lakshman, don't go. Ram, don't go, we hear. Dashrath is saying Ram, Ram, Ram. We don't hear that he said Lakshman, Lakshman, Lakshman. Both are his sons. Correct? How many shlokas have you seen in Ramayana which show that Lakshman was upset with his father for discrimination? No. Because Lakshman's perspective was, thank you very much, nobody is stopping me. I can go and do my service peacefully to Lord Ram. Right? And everyone knew that Ram and Lakshman cannot live without each other. That is his emotional need. He has to go. So Lakshman's perspective, what if Lakshman started telling himself in his mind, मैं बेचारा, मेरा तो कोई नहीं है, सब राम को ही इधर प्यार करते हैं, मुझे कोई प्यार नहीं करता, मैं यहाँ दुनिया में अकेला हूँ. What if he started saying things like that? In it? Of course, he is a parshad of the Lord. We cannot say that about him. But I'm saying he could take that point of view, right? So his perspective came from his point of service to the Lord. That became his anchor. तो उससे, because his perspective was so positive, it was so strong, nothing disturbed Lakshman except when Lord Ram was being punished, or anything happened to Lord Ram, that's when Lakshman used to get upset. Otherwise, never, not for himself. So Lakshman was able to keep himself very positive emotionally because of the perspective that he had formed, his mindset. His mindset was that I have to serve Lord Ram. Nothing else mattered. That kept him very happy. Here we have someone who is quite the opposite, Dhritarashtra. A very good example of an empty cup. Because he always came from a place of lacking. I don't have. I am not. He is. Right? Always comparing himself to others. He always came from a place of lacking. खाली है अंदर. So when the time came and when Pandu's children came back from the forest, he was not able to give them love because he didn't have that love inside. So from where will he give? He was only thinking about himself. That's why we read first shloka. What is the first shloka of Bhagavad Gita? Mamaka Pandavaschaiva Kim Akurvata Sanjaya. My children, not they are all our children. Like when you go to your Tau's house, no, they say, सब हमारे बच्चे हैं. You don't like to be separated over there. But here this Tao is saying, मेरे बच्चे, पांडु के बच्चे, because he saw that in his heart, that was his perspective. So our perspectives, our mindset impacts our behaviors, impacts our relationships, impacts our life to a very big extent. इसीलिए we have to work here emotions. Like Srila Prabhupada, no? Whenever something happened in his life, what did Prabhupada tell himself? What did Prabhupada tell himself? He saw the hand of God. You've ever heard of this phrase, frame of mind? You've heard of this? You've heard? Frame of mind? I'm in an unhappy frame of mind. I'm in a happy frame of mind. You know? So when our frame of mind is not good, we need to sometimes reframe it. When the frame is not good, reframe. How will you reframe? Either you reframe it yourself. You know, sometimes we give ourselves positive talk. Just now, Rasasundari Mataji was talking to us, right? About this whole Anasuya and Gautam Rishi. And she was telling you that we have to keep this lesson in mind, that we have to be chaste in our relationships. Is it helping your frame of mind? Is it creating a frame for us? Right? A frame of reference. So, when we hear from the lives of great devotees, when we hear about sadhus, when we expose ourselves to good content, it helps our frame of mind. So sometimes we preach to ourselves in our minds, and sometimes when that doesn't work, we go to someone else. Can you help me reframe my thoughts? This is what I am seeing, and this is how I'm perceiving this situation. Like Lakshman was perceiving, how was Lakshman perceiving his situation? How was Lakshman perceiving his situation? What did he do actually to go out? Nothing, right? Kaikai didn't bind him with anything. So what was his mindset? What was his perspective? Mode of service. He was very happy to do that. So we need to work on our mindset. Is the problem, I could be sitting here and I say, I don't know anybody. I don't want to go for this talk. What can I say to people I don't even know? What is this mindset or this self talk that I have inside me? Is it going to affect my behavior? It is going to impact my behavior, right? So I have to reframe. Is the problem over here in this group? No. Where was the problem? In the mind. So where should the change come? In the mind. So we have to keep ourselves exposed to good content from Shastra, from Guru, sometimes even from great successful people, right? That will be very helpful for us. Done? Now here are the Pandav princes. Were they devotees of Krishna since they were children? Yes, right? But did they compromise on their professional growth? Their profession was also an act of service. They had to grow up and lead and take care of Hastinapur, right? And that was their service to the Lord. Was it something that was divorced from their service to the Lord? No, it was very much a part of their service. Okay. Has anyone heard about Raja Savai Jai Singh? Mirza Raja? You have heard? किसी ने भी सुना है? अच्छा, बाद में आप उनके बारे में पढ़ सकते हैं. तो जब मिर्जा राजा जय सिंह की नई नई शादी हुई थी, तभी तो बहुत जल्दी शादी होती थी, चाइल्ड मैरिज. अभी उसको चाइल्ड मैरिज बोलते हैं, बट दैट टाइम इट वाज करेक्ट एज फॉर मैरिज. तो उनकी जब वाइफ घर पे आई तो ही वॉज वेरी अटैच्ड टू हिज वाइफ एंड द कोर्टियर्स स्टार्टेड टॉकिंग अबाउट इट. राज में जो भी कोर्टियर्स थे, मिनिस्टर्स, वो बात करने लगे कि आजकल तो राजा दरबार में आते ही नहीं, जब से उनकी शादी हुई है ही इज इनसाइड विथ हिज वाइफ. तो उनके कोर्ट में एक कवि था, बिहारी कवि, और उन्होंने उनको एक पत्ते पे ये लिख के भेजा. किसी को पढ़ने आता है? Someone would like to read? Go fast.
नहीं पराग नहीं मधुर मधु, नहीं विकास यही काल, अली कली पर विंध्यो, आगे कौन हवाल.
You know the meaning? You can understand the meaning now. So, he was married to a young girl who had not yet attained maturity. She was a kali, a little bud. So he's saying when she is a little bud and she's still not fully vikasit, when does the flower give its best? When it has bloomed fully, fragrance, everything it will give. So he said she is a little bud, and right now you are so attached to her. आगे कौन हवाल, बाद में क्या होगा? So just by reading these 4 lines from his kavi, Raja Savai Jai Singh understood what his duty is at that time, and he returned to his court. And if you read about his history, you will know that he went on to make tremendous contribution. पूरा जो जयपुर की नगरी है, वो it is actually, they say Chandigarh is the first planned city in India. Actually, Jaipur is the first planned city in India. If you ever have an opportunity, please go to Jaipur and see how beautifully he has planned it. And he has planned it around the jewel Radha Govind Dev. जय सिंह वॉज इंस्ट्रूमेंटल इन ब्रिंगिंग राधा गोविंद देव टू जयपुर. और जब उन्होंने गोविंद देव जी को लाया तो उन्होंने गोविंद देव जी का महल अपने महल के अंदर बनाया. एंड हिज पैलेस विंडो was oriented in such a way that he could see Radha Govind Dev all day from his window. So that, and it is right in the center of the city of Jaipur. पूरी सिटी राधा गोविंद देव जी के अराउंड स्थित है. सो ऑल द सिटीजन, प्रभुपाद सेज, आज भी राधा गोविंद देव की मंगल आरती में हजारों लोग आते हैं सुबह, अगर आप कभी जाएंगे तो. एंड ही इज ऑल्सो अपार्ट फ्रॉम डिवोशनल, उन्होंने वहाँ पे जंतर मंतर, ही वॉज एन एस्ट्रोनॉमर ऑल्सो, ही वॉज अ साइंटिस्ट ऑल्सो. तो इतनी सारी कॉन्ट्रीब्यूशन की. सो हिज काउंसलर, हिज गाइड reminded him again of his duty. You see any example of scripture, there are many examples like that where people have been guided back to their duty by good counselors. That's why professionally it's always good to have a mentor, a guide, someone who can help you grow in your field. Okay? Apart from that, we have to keep upskilling and updating and upgrading our knowledge. Do you feel happy when you achieve something? आपको सबको अच्छा लगता है ना? तो वैसे ही प्रोफेशनली, इंटेलेक्चुअली हमें भी अपने आप को चैलेंज करना चाहिए. वो हमारा एक इंटेलेक्चुअल नीड है, तो उसको भी हमें ध्यान देना चाहिए कि मेरा इंक्लिनेशन क्या है और मुझे कैसे कंट्रीब्यूट करना है. You can all read this. सो जैसे कि हम डिस्कस कर रहे थे, ये सब चीज़ें बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट हैं. हमारे शरीर का, हमारे मन का, हमारे बुद्धि का, सबका हमें अच्छे से ध्यान रखना है ताकि हम अपनी स्पिरिचुअल नीड्स को अच्छे से फुलफिल कर पाएं. ठीक है? इसीलिए बहुत ज़रूरी है लाइफ में हम हमारे स्पिरिचुअल नीड्स के साथ बाकी सब जो हमारे नीड्स हैं उसको भी बैलेंस करें. स्पिरिचुअल लाइफ में आपको 3 devotees can share what nurtures you in spiritual life. Like she shared kirtan. No? You shared kirtan, no? And one more thing. To read stories. आपको क्या nurture करता है spiritual life में? Chanting. Very nice. Devotee association. ठीक है. Seva. And especially when someone says very nicely done. So, along with spiritual, we should also take care of our emotional, intellectual, physical needs. Okay? Now, I want you to, can you please quickly distribute those sheets I gave you? You have to write a promise to Krishna that you'll take care of yourself. She'll pass this sheet. Is this body a temple of Krishna? So it's our responsibility to take care of it. So today you have to promise Krishna that you'll take care of yourself because you're very precious to him. Are you precious to Krishna? So tell him how you will take care of his property. Hmm? If you want to just write that and do it later, no problem. You have to be in the right frame of mind to do this. Now you're sleepy and tired after a long day. At least इतना लिख दो. My self-care promise. How many are done writing? 1 minute more. Those who are done, you can deep breathe. Deep breathe. Just be. Continue after you go home this evening. Okay. I'd like some of you to share what is your takeaway from the session today. One point. Or something that you discovered that you didn't know before.
Take, Hare Krishna. Taking information from everywhere is not important, but transforming information and transforming is very important. Before pouring the water inside a glass to someone, we first need to pour water inside the container. So before serving others, we need to, nourish ourselves so that we can be of any use to others.
So I've been like doing this practice for a couple of months. Like when I was like very much burnt out 6 months or so ago, and that's when I came to know something that self care it exists. And so I've been doing it, and I feel very much how to say assured by today's session. And also, there's this one quote by Mahatma Prabhu that really gave me a paradigm shift. So he says that we live in a physical, emotional, and spiritual world simultaneously. So that one sentence really changed my world actually.
Usually, we are tend to neglect all these. Yeah, we tend to neglect all these emotional, physical, and intellectual things. After becoming Krishna conscious, we mostly give importance only to the spiritual things. But sometimes there will be some negligence somewhere uh, that will affect our spiritual life also. Mostly intellectual things. Uh, um, because of lack of time, we usually neglect. But uh, yeah, we should balance all.
So, giving so much time to sadhana, sometimes Hare Krishna. Sometimes I neglect the household work like cleaning the room, cupboard. So I promise Krishna to maintain the cleanliness and also stop gossiping. You know, only talk such things that it will be useful for Krishna consciousness. Also, though it's very difficult to do, but I'll try to stop gossiping. See you, Krishna.
These are
So,
very human and practical things that we need to do.
in a nut, takeaway which are that is care, and we all over here do self care in the form of taking care of our body, mind, and soul. Ourselves able to give serve in the mission of Prabhupada and Mahaprabhu. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Thank
Hare, Hare Krishna. Mataji, while practicing our spiritual life,
Those of you whose legs are paining, you can stand up.
we usually forget our body and mind, which today in the class I got to aware of these things. So in the frame of mind, so to reframe it, we have to keep ourselves in and expose ourselves to good contact like devotees and shastra. Thank you.
Actually, each of these is a session in itself. This was just very introductory. Each of these can have a lot of detail. You can go into depth. But I'm just introducing to you so that you can start thinking about these things. Hmm? Yes. One last share from someone. And then I have one question that I'll leave you with.
Mataji, this session was very nice. We were thinking that where we'll sleep in the next session. But this session was very interesting and it was interactive. What we would like to take away from this session is self-care is not a luxury, so it's a common thing that we are supposed to do. I had heard few sessions on this a couple of months before. When I got married, I forgot caring myself. Later, no, I got a call from my mother. She was asking me, "Are you doing this thing?" I was like, "No, mama, I don't get time for it." It's like if you don't remove time now, you can't remove time later. So don't do that. You do your yoga, you do your exercise as you do. Then rescheduled my things and stuff. So I started feeling better. My emotional level, the body, the flexibility, everything was again coming back. So what I was feeling is the confidence. When we do exercise, when we do things in time, prepare a page, what I'm gonna do the next day. Although you're a housewife, it makes you feel more confident, more productive for the next day. So yeah, your session have proven it. That's what I can say. Thank you
Hare
very much.
Krishna. I just have one question. Was Lord Ram's going to the forest an act of self care or self neglect? How? But keep it brief.
Lord Ramachandra couldn't get time for Sita Mata and Sita Mata. So their emotional levels were, very well balanced at that point of time.
Yes.
Because when, Kaikeyi gave the best gift for Ramachandra, I felt, when I actually heard how lovingly she was taking care of Ramachandra and all. So when I heard of exile, I was also imagining how nice their time, personal time would be. And even Lakshmana also would get so much service to
Seva.
serve Seva to
Correct.
serve Lord Rama. If they were in the kingdom at that point of time, no service is all distributed. So
Yeah,
what-
right. And also, Lord Ram, it was very important for him to live in alignment to his values. Otherwise, he would have not been comfortable emotionally had he stayed back. So it was an act of self care going out. Of course, for Sita Maya and Lakshman also. So that everybody can get up. You can come and tell me. Okay, Hare Krishna, everyone. Be done.
जी फॉर कमिंग एंड आने के बाद उन्होंने हमें सबसे पहले दौड़ाया एंड अदरवाइज ऐसा लग रहा था सच में नींद ना आ जाए बिकॉज टाइम वॉज लाइक दैट सो थैंक यू माता जी आपने हमें इतनी अच्छी एक्टिविटीज़ से समझाया कि कैसे हमें खुद का सेल्फ केयर करना है इन ऑर्डर टू गिव effectively to others. So we'll chant 3 times Hari Bol for her loudly. Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Thank you so much, Mataji.